Hello, welcome to Certified Jams. Today we're talking about the song Afternoon by Youth Lagoon, and I'm going to tell you why it's a certified jam. All right, Youth Lagoon is a really interesting artist. It's basically a one-man band created by this guy named Trevor Powers. The song we're listening to today, Afternoon, is from their debut album, The Year of Hibernation, which came out in 2011. It's just an amazing album. The reason why I love it so much is they were able to create such a unique sounding record. It's very lo-fi and it just has such an amazing texture to it. And the entire record just sort of makes me feel a very specific way when I listen to it. And I love albums like that where they're able to just create a mood, a tone, and like a texture that's just really unique. And this record does a great job of that. It's really interesting. It's very lo-fi. I think there's a common misconception that this album was created by this guy by himself in his bedroom on a 4-track sort of thing, but it's not actually the case. It was produced by a guy named Jeremy Park, recorded in his home studio, and then Trevor Powers kind of wrote all the songs, plays keyboards. Jeremy Park programmed the drums, did production, and then a guy named Eric Eastman played guitars on it. And they just were able to get like such an incredible sound. So yeah, we're going to listen to this song, and as we get into it, I'll sort of pull apart some of the reasons why I think it's great, and we can talk a little bit about how they got some of the sounds they got. But yeah, I just think it's a really interesting and cool song. So yeah, this is Afternoon by Youth Lagoon. Let's get into it. Oh man, such a cool sound. So yeah, so many things going on here. First of all, so much reverb. The entire thing is just soaked in it, and I love the sound it creates. It's so interesting, and his voice is very unique, and the way that they're treating it is interesting. And then like the melodies he's playing, the melodies he's singing, it's just really interesting, and it very immediately creates like a very specific feeling. The way that they recorded this, I think I did a little bit of research on it, is they basically recorded all of the keyboards using like an electric piano connected through MIDI. So they basically just recorded all the MIDI signal, and then they went through afterwards and sort of added different synth sounds to the MIDI tracks, and then ran those through guitar amps and mic'd them from different places in the room, and then recorded that. And that's sort of how they were able to get this really sort of ethereal, textured, lo-fi sound. It's a really interesting technique of like taking just like the performance, which is just done with a MIDI keyboard, but then like layering it and recording it through amplifiers to create this really interesting sound. You'll hear it come up here, but there's a really amazing guitar tone in this as well. The guitar adds a lot of texture to this song, and when it comes in, you really hear it. And then during what I think is kind of the chorus, and then sort of a refrain later on, the guitar is like a very prominent part, and it's just sounds great. Anyways, let's keep going. the really simple kind of four on the floor drum pattern they're using. It's just programmed drums from a drum machine, but it sounds great. Creates a sort of driving rhythm. In other parts of the song, there's what I think is like him whistling, and they're recording and using that along with keyboards to create like that sound. I think that's what it is. It might all just be keyboards, but it almost sounds like someone's whistling. Yeah, it's really interesting. I love how he's using his voice almost like an instrument where he's not really singing words, he's just sort of singing this melody and then it blends in with the sound of the keyboards. Sounds amazing. It's really, really cool. Oh yeah. Such a cool sound, so unique too. And I just love how I talked about this when we in a previous video when we talked about Portishead, how they used a bunch of different production techniques to get the sounds that they got on that record. And this one is very similar, where a really unique process of like recording, playing through amplifiers, re-recording, setting up microphones in a room to capture the sound of the keyboards coming again through the amps. Like just such a unique way to create texture and space and to make something seem or sound like have a very specific feeling. It's really interesting. And yeah, Trevor Powers was, I think he was only 20 or 21 when he made this. So really, really talented guy, and just like was able to capture such a interesting feeling with this whole album. It's just beautiful from start to finish. Really unique sound. So yeah, if you haven't listened to Youth Lagoon, I highly recommend The Year of Hibernation, which is this album here. It's from start to finish a great record. So yeah, check it out. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you like this song, chances are you'll like other songs I talk about. So check the channel out, subscribe, and like the video because it helps get in front of other people. Thanks very much.